I grew up in a home where we spoke two languages, Yupik and English, and my grandmother was half white and half Yupik, and so although she came from two different cultures, we lived in all Yupik region, so our upbringing was mainly a Yupik type of upbringing, although we did speak some English. Whenever my grandfather or an elder was speaking and telling stories, we would gather and listen, and were expected to remain quiet. No questions asked. You just sat there because we were told eventually, and if somebody did ask the question, they'd say, just remain quiet. Eventually, your question will be answered. So we would just sit back and be patient as much as possible to listen to the outcome of the story. As I was getting ready to go to school, getting ready to enter kindergarten, my mom had a lot of advice for me as I was going to go to school. When I was getting ready, one of the very first things she said to me was, okay, now when you're in school, make sure you pay attention, listen to your teacher, and don't be talking too much. And I thought, well, you know, that's good Yupik advice. And so off to school I went. I went through kindergarten, I went through the first grade, and then I had to go through the first grade again. And the report cards would come home from my mom, and they'd say, Vernon does not participate, he does not take part, he remains quiet. If he has a question, he does not ask for help, or if he does not understand something, he does not ask any questions. And so this went on, and this went on from the kindergarten, the first 2 years of first grade, and then during my second grade school year. After the second year of or after my second grade school year, after the report came back, my mom looked at the report, and there it was again. I had these little minuses on not participating, never taking part in discussions, or just never was a part of the whole classroom in terms of taking part and doing that sort of thing. And then so during the third grade, or after I had completed my second grade, my mom said, well, we should do something different here. I think what you need to do is, if you have any questions, raise your hand, ask questions. If you don't understand something, find out how to do it and make sure that you participate. And ask lots of questions. And so back to school I went, and went into third grade, and then the first report card came back, and I had better grades. And one thing different on the comments was the teacher said, Vernon talks too much, he is very distracting. But then my mom looked at that and she goes, well, you know, like, your grades have improved. And so although the first advice might have been good for one culture, it wasn't really good for the Western culture. So